Hey folks, welcome back to Pokémon XD. Here in the Shadow Pokémon Lab, moving along to eventually face off against Lovrina and rescue Dr. Kane. And once again, retreading old territory, kind of in the backwards direction that we did in Coliseum. Which is sort of a fresh way to do things, but it's still reusing the same exact area, which is pretty boring. Also ninjas, hi ninjas. Not an interesting ninja. Still post-commentary. Don't really remember the specifics of the battle so much, so maybe it'll be somewhat interesting in retrospect, yelling at myself for making stupid decisions or something. That's how things usually work out in post-commentary. It is useful to use that healing machine even if you did just use a revive and a super potion on your fainted Jolteon without knowing that the healing machine was there. Also, hello ninja. Goodbye, ninja. I am disappointed that there are only 5 Shadow Pokemon in the area. Like, they just threw those 6 ones right outside, and they could have, like, interspersed them in here, which would have made a little more variety. Or they could have just had more than 83 Shadow Pokemon. I don't know. Anyway, totally pointless to go over there unless you want the experience. Which, at this point, you're probably doing fine. It's not hard at this point in the game. Here's a ninja. That was a ninja. There are actual battles in this segment, don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, it's not particularly entertaining for me to talk about running back and forth and opening boxes. Oh yeah, I remember these guys in here. These guys are just kind of there to give exposition in that particularly creative way. But I remember they were annoying. I don't remember why. But because I already edited out the fights before I did this commentary, I don't remember what they had on their team. But make sure you're at full health to go in there because you can't heal in between. Oh right, I remember that it was notable because the one guy is named Coffee, but he didn't have a coughing, and that made me angry. Anyway, there's taking something from Teddiursa. I'd been forgetting to do that, but Teddiursa does have pickup, which I recommend you utilize, even if you're not going to use a Teddiursa on your actual final team. And now we go over here, and I believe we actually have Shadow Pokemon popping up right here. Took long enough. And Magnemite could use Mud Slap on the Magnemite, but that would do not very much damage. I think it would be better to use Water Gun. But I would like to take out the Magnemite first because it can use a super effective against Feel. And also because that's a Shadow Carvanha, but shut up, I didn't remember that. I mean, I could have used a Thunder Shock to totally annihilate it if it weren't a Shadow Pokemon, but that's besides the issue. Anyway, it doesn't look like this Magnemite's gonna get KO'd. I'm not thinking. Those stupid really high defenses, it's so annoying. Oh, except it doesn't have an electric move, so it's not a threat whatsoever. And Rin is now in complete safety. There's a Mud Slap, and it actually, no, it lived by 1, didn't it? Yeah, it lived by 1. It's just handy, but we can take it out before it can actually attack again. And okay, Magnemite doesn't go down. I wasn't paying attention to the way I used it, but I better kill it, right? Why didn't I use Jolteon to take out the Magnemite just to avoid that small sliver of damage on Rin? Could have. I guess it's not a significant thing, and I'd rather get the whittling down on Carvanha, but the same amount of whittling could have been accomplished either way, and this would cause slightly less damage. Anyway, now I can totally annihilate that Psyduck with Thunder Shock, right? Yeah. Looking forward to that. And come on, make a decision. Make a decision. Really doesn't matter. None of those things are gonna do a significant amount of damage to Carvanha. Bye bye, Psyduck. That's Remoraid. This guy has a lot of water types, so if you have grass or electric type, feel free to abuse it. That makes me wonder why he had the Magnemite if it's like such a water-based team. Seems out of place. Anyway, take out the Remoraid, get a little more... Okay, don't even bother with the Thunder Wave on the Carvana or Whittling anymore. Just go on for it. You're gonna screw up. Actually, I know you totally don't. Oh, ha, you do. Ha, ha, ha. And now I look stupid at myself for thinking that I myself was stupid. I don't think I've done that yet before. The past me made the future me look stupid, and the present me made the future me look stupid while recording the present commentary that will be filmed and viewed in the future, and Arca just died again. Great. Look what we... You're stupid past me. Ha. But it bounces up. Anyway, bring on Ladybug. Ladybug's gonna get purified eventually, don't worry. I'll be showing all the purifications, regardless of how tedious it may seem. And hopefully I will have a majority of the Pokemon purified by the time I get to end of the game. Unfortunately, Arca died before I could get the Thunder Wave in, but that doesn't matter, because I've gotcha. And Carvana would actually be a cool one to use, but I already have a water type, and Lyco would probably throw things at me, so not going for it. Anywho, at this point I was a bit confused because Cerebi had the Shadow Pokemon listed out of order, so I thought I had missed one. So when I was down there healing after that horrible incident in which Arca actually got KO'd again, I hope that isn't a trend, I went around with my head cut off and nothing notable happened. This guy though, or girl, or whichever, I wasn't paying attention. That one had the potential to wreck shit up with a Dunsparce and the Jigglypuff, each with Defense Curl. Might have both had Rollout, I don't know, didn't get to that point. Serene Grace on the Dunsparce could have wrecked things up, didn't. And now we're in the large conference room directly south of the opening elevator. That was locked by a key, but I never actually investigated it until this point. I gotta love the way they have exposition in this game. And here is the last dude. Spread this one up, just kind of fit the segment size. Something like that. Kecleon. Kecleon was... I don't know, Kecleon, there's so much more room for abuse in double battles. Because, like, you can't choose whether it'll change types or not, but here, you know, use electric, then a ground, and then I have the water gun to abuse the ground type. Very, very nice destruction. What happens if you use Struggle on a Kecleon? I wonder. I've never tried that. But anyway, there's a Shadow Shroomish. I believe I mentioned that when we were fighting Green 6 or whatever they decide to call him. Snubble does. Didn't even mention the Snubble. Screw you, Snubble. And now it comes down to, yay, let's whittle down the Shroomish. Didn't use the Ice move because that would probably cause too much damage at this point. It's pretty high level compared to it. Well, that's another thing I was bugged by. All of the Shadow Pokemon in the lab itself are lower level, and that did a lot of damage, are lower level than the Shadow Pokemon you caught just outside of it. Didn't understand that. That was a bit irksome. Guess I wanted to equip you well for the future. That's dumb. Gotcha. That is our Shadow Shroomish. We only have one more Shadow Pokemon to go, and it is the bosses. So now we're free to smack people upside the head. I would totally do that. That is one thing that I will give Grand Theft Auto 4 credit for, is that is designated pushing button. But then it gets trumped by Boy and Its Blob, which has a hugging button, which is infinitely superior. Anyway, pick up the shiny thing, which lets us go in the elevator that I investigated way at the beginning. Pick up this box. Hooray for Great Ball. And then head on through this loading screen. Not sure what's up with that. They still have the graphics from the other room loaded, so I don't know, but I will see you guys next time.